Taking a little breather from the intraday action and talking about you and us, the integration and conversion of TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab, in addition to the sentiment survey that we like to keep in touch with. James Kostulias back with us, Managing Director and Head of Trading Services at Charles Schwab. James, always good to have you in studio.
Oliver, it's great to be here in person this time.
All right, so we got the update last time when you were in New York when we were talking, and you're continuing to convert, continuing to bring people over onto one cohesive platform. Where are we at that process right now?
Yeah, we just executed what we call transition group number 4. We brought over a couple million clients, and the exciting part of it is we brought over a lot of our active traders. We brought over a lot of our Thinkorswim users. So about a little less than $70 billion worth of assets, and a little more than 2 million clients came over a couple weekends ago, and knock on wood, feeling really good about it. Gotten some really positive feedback from them. Change is always hard, especially for our traders who are super passionate about their platforms and what they do in their routines every day. So by no means is it sort of perfect, which is why we have fantastic service professionals here available to help them 24/7.
So that leaves what, one more? You're at like 90% of full conversion?
We are at 90% of the clients and assets that have been moved over, and we've got one more group that we'll do in the first half of 2024, and then we will have all the clients on to the new platform, enjoying the benefits of all we have to offer with Schwab Trading powered by Ameritrade.
I got a little swag on my desk the other day, a fleece with the blue, the old Thinkorswim blue label, so I guess that means officially Thinkorswim's on Schwab.
Thinkorswim's available now on Schwab to all clients. You got the VIP version, Oliver, of the new swag. Hopefully that's looking good. We feel like the old splash in blue is looking really good, and available to new clients and all existing Schwab clients.
Does it feel like when these conversions go through that you are done, or are you getting feedback from folks saying, hey, I'm in, but there's stuff that needs to be tweaked, or this or that, knickknacks that got to come through that I want? Or
yeah, we got a lot of feedback from clients around the don't mess up my Thinkorswim experience, and we did everything we could to bring the platform over exactly as it is. By our math, about 99% of clients came over really smoothly, but obviously that leaves 1%, and 1% is something we need to focus on. So for those clients who had sort of unique use cases around their settings or their preferences within the platform, we're asking that they call us, work with one of our service professionals available 24/7. We'll help walk you through that, make sure you get set up the right way. By our account, it worked well, but if it didn't work well for even a couple of our clients, we want to make that right.
Okay. And the last group that's coming over, as this all will be finished first quarter 2024, you said, or first half 2024.
First half 2024, yeah.
If anyone's still waiting, is there anything for them to do? They just wait, right?
There's nothing for them to do. We're going to give you plenty of notice, more than 90 days notice relative to your transition experience. The only thing we ask them to do is log into the site and set up their new credentials on the Charles Schwab application, but we'll give them very clear instructions about how to do that. For now, all the clients that are still on the Ameritrade side and loving their Thinkorswim platform, the Ameritrade platforms, just hang tight and we'll get in touch with you.
All right. Also, the quarterly survey that you guys do, we always like to talk about.
Yeah, great.
Is pretty interesting, given that this last 3 months of the market has been kind of bananas. We've had like multiple different regimes. What stood out to you in this survey, and are there any different ways you view the survey now that everybody, or at least 90% of people, are under the same roof?
Yeah, what a great question. So as I was preparing yesterday to come in, we got a great CPI print. We got a stopgap bill in the House. Today we got some cool PPI numbers. And so none of that's obviously included in the survey. To your point, everything's kind of happening in real time here right now, right? Which is fascinating. I think overall, I would say a bit of a bearish tone still from our clients. However, up quarter over quarter. And certainly up year over year. So I would say last year at this time, we were roughly sort of 70-20 bears to bulls, and we're about 50-30 bears to bulls. So that's come in a lot.
Okay.
To that point, though, a couple things that stood out to me. One was clients, or even a little bit bearish, as I said, are far more likely to bring money in, almost 2 times more likely to bring money into their portfolios than to take money out. So they're a little bit bearish, but they're not necessarily sort of pulling back in any way. I thought that was a really interesting comment. And then those also, we got the bearish slant, but sort of roughly equal on people who are optimistic versus pessimistic as to where the market will be over the next 6 to 12 months. So we're kind of starting to see optimistic signals within sort of the overall bearish sentiment.
That's what I thought was pretty interesting too, is that the stock market skew of bullish versus bearish positioning still, even though it's kind of moved a little bit more even, still skews on the bearish side. But then when it comes to the economy, it feels like it's a lot more even, which kind of reflects this situation where what's good for the economy hasn't always been perfect for stocks.
It is fascinating, right? And so you're looking for that sort of Goldilocks scenario where you want things to be good for the economy, right? We want the soft landing, but we don't want things to be too good for the economy because then we talk rate rises and all the other stuff that goes with it. So it's a really interesting spot. We're trying to find that sweet spot.
The sector stuff, the styles, anything that stood out in terms of like, I know you guys look at value versus growth, factors like that, in addition to sectors. Anything like that's popped out?
Yeah, I mean, not shockingly, you got a real bearish lean towards financial services and real estate. I don't think that would shock anybody.
Okay.
On the bullish side, IT and healthcare, if you drill down a little bit under that, obviously the AI boom is something we're seeing a lot more bullish sentiment on. A little bit more bearishness in cryptos and internationals. That's kind of the flavor of it. And again, you're getting a sneak peek here on the TD Ameritrade, Freudian slip, on the newly rebranded Schwab Network.
Our own hosts, we've made that mistake.
Then I'm in good company, Oliver. I appreciate it. Yeah, the TD Ameritrade route showing up. So a little bit of a sneak peek here, and everybody will be able to see that full-out release tomorrow.
Okay. The other thing look, the next quarter survey is going to be very interesting because it seems like the traders are more kind of skewed towards like value stuff. And yesterday we had this big rally and all the beaten down, names. So if they like value, they might have gotten a little boost yesterday.
Yeah. Again, every day is its own thing lately within the markets, right? For sure. And I think that brings up one last point I'd love to make, which is just the other thing we heard from a lot of traders are, given all of this uncertainty, given all these kind of maybe mixed signals, you might say, it sort of jumped out. Traders are spending more time than ever sort of researching their trades, spending more time on the platform, spending more time with the tools, Schwab Trading powered by Ameritrade tools, before they're ultimately pulling their trigger. Roughly a third of them said they are now much more, sort of diligent in their research before they ultimately pull a trigger, whether that's a buy or a sell. Great signs for us because that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah,
across the tool set, across the education, across all the great content you provide on the network.
Fantastic. Great place to close it. James Kostulias, great stuff. Always good to catch up.
Always a pleasure, Oliver. Thank you.
And thanks for the update as well on the conversion. James Kostulias, Managing Director and Head of Trading Services at Charles Schwab. A little less bearishness than this read last year for the sentiment survey, but still a little hesitance